Every morning before your feet even touch the floor, you are already losing a silent psychological war. Your phone buzzes with a targeted notification. A highly personalized ad flashes across your screen. Your brain registers a tiny microscopic urge. And just like that, your psychological sovereignty has been breached. While you sleep, teams of highly paid data scientists and behavioral psychologists are playing a high-stakes game of chess with your neurochemistry. And they are winning. They have mapped the exact coordinates of your dopamine receptors, turning your natural search for reward into a highly profitable extraction machine. You are not struggling to get ahead because you are lazy. You are struggling because your brain has been quietly hacked by a system that requires your perpetual financial dependency to survive. Most conventional financial advice is completely useless because it speaks to a rational mind that does not actually exist. We are told to build rigid spreadsheets, analyze compound interest, and exercise raw willpower. But your biological processor does not operate on logic. It operates on neurochemical impulses. The modern economy is an environment of phantom abundance, designed to keep you in a state of constant, low-level anxiety that can only be temporarily relieved by spending. Today, we are going to expose the invisible architecture of this manipulation and examine how a small, quiet group of individuals has managed to turn the tables on the algorithm. They do not fight their neurochemistry. They use a set of deeply unconventional behavioral patterns to redirect their dopamine pathways. To understand the mechanics of this shift, we must first unmask the cognitive biases that keep the modern generation secretly broke. Let's look at what your brain is doing here. There is a deep biological flaw in human architecture known as hyperbolic discounting. Your brain is wired to overvalue immediate rewards and drastically undervalue future consequences. To your primitive survival mechanisms, a small pleasure today is infinitely safer than a massive reward 10 years from now. Take out your pencil. Let's look at the numbers. Imagine a consumer who consistently spends $80 a week on small, friction-free luxuries, micro-subscriptions, premium convenience services, and rapid delivery food. To the rational mind, that is a minor, almost imperceptible leak. But when you write down the real math, you realize that this 96-month loop of instant gratification costs over $40,000 of unaccumulated wealth. Why do we willingly make this trade? Because our reward prediction error has been completely hijacked. Your brain is addicted to the anticipation of the delivery, not the actual item. The system knows this, and it has engineered a world where the anticipation is infinite, but the true satisfaction is zero. To shield yourself from this quiet extraction, you must adopt a set of highly unconventional, almost bizarre daily habits designed to reprogram your dopamine pathways. These are not typical lifestyle tips. They are clinical behavioral interventions designed for psychological self-defense. The first strange habit is what we call the ghost protocol, or selective invisibility. In a hyper-connected culture, your attention is a highly monetized asset. Every time you post a status symbol, display a purchase, or seek digital validation, you are giving the system free data to refine its target profiles against you. The sovereign individual understands that their attention is their most valuable currency. They practice a calculated form of digital withdrawal, making themselves completely unreachable and invisible to the algorithms of comparison. They delete social media trackers, refuse to participate in online status displays, and keep their physical lifestyle entirely silent. Their noise is expensive, their absence is free. The second habit is the practice of anticipated refusal. This is a deliberate rewiring of your reward prediction error. When you browse an online store or see an appealing product, your brain immediately starts producing dopamine in anticipation of the purchase. The modern consumer finishes this loop by clicking buy. The sovereign individual, however, intentionally halts the process at the absolute peak of anticipation. They add the items to their cart, allow the chemical excitement to reach its maximum limit, and then deliberately close the window. They train their brain to find the peak neurochemical reward in the act of walking away, transforming the refusal itself into the ultimate source of satisfaction. They derive pleasure not from owning the object, but from proving they are immune to its pull. The third habit is synthetic pain induction. Because digital payments have completely removed the physical friction of transaction, your brain no longer feels the instinctive pain of losing resources. To combat this, you must artificially create highly uncomfortable psychological barriers. This includes setting up your banking system to send you a direct intrusive alert, translating every single transaction into the exact percentage of your monthly rent, or the precise number of labor hours required to pay for it. By forcing your brain to process the harsh reality of the trade in real time, you trigger the insular cortex, the pain center of the brain, and instantly break the frictionless trance of modern spending. The fourth habit is the outrage quarantine. The modern attention economy thrives on manufactured anger, constant social comparison, and political division. These emotional spikes trigger heavy cortisol and dopamine releases, leaving your brain exhausted, vulnerable, and highly susceptible to impulse consumption as a coping mechanism. The wealthy do not consume outrage. They practice strict information hygiene, filtering out sensationalized news, algorithmic drama, and loud opinions. They understand that a calm, quiet mind is a highly dangerous economic weapon, while a continuously agitated mind is incredibly easy to control and exploit. The fifth habit is calculated discomfort, or the hedonic reset. If you are constantly exposed to high levels of comfort, convenience, and instant gratification, your dopamine receptors naturally downregulate, requiring larger and more expensive stimuli just to feel normal. The sovereign individual periodically and voluntarily introduces discomfort into their routine. They sleep on the floor, fast for 24 hours, turn off the climate control, or walk instead of taking a premium ride. This is not self-punishment, it is biological maintenance. By resetting their hedonic baseline, they make the simplest free pleasures of life feel intensely satisfying once again, instantly destroying the economic hold of the convenience industry over their wallet. The sixth habit is the cultivation of asymmetric privacy, or hidden liquidity. There is an immense, almost intoxicating psychological high in possessing massive resources that absolutely no one in your daily life knows about. Most people are desperate to look rich, draining their actual assets to project an image of success. The sovereign individual operates in the exact opposite direction. They wear simple, unbranded clothing, drive modest vehicles, and speak quietly, all while carrying the absolute certainty of massive invisible capital. They realize that true security does not come from the validation of a crowd, but from the quiet knowledge that they possess the ultimate power to say no to any toxic authority at any moment. The seventh habit is the practice of the absolute zero day. This is a commitment to structuring specific days of the week where absolutely zero transactions occur. No micropayments, no parking fees, no quick coffees, and no digital checkouts. To the primitive brain, a day without spending feels like a day of deprivation. But the sovereign individual treats the number zero on their transaction ledger as a physical trophy. They find a deep, quiet dopamine release in watching a full 24 hours pass, where not a single cent of their capital was extracted by the system. It is a weekly assertion of complete independence from the consumer matrix. Let's look at what your brain is doing here as we synthesize these habits. The system wants you to believe that wealth is a loud, busy, and highly visible performance. They want you running on a treadmill of endless consumption, fueled by constant comparisons and quick dopamine fixes. Because as long as you are chasing their validation, they own your focus, your energy, and your future. But the blueprint for sovereignty has always been silent. By deliberately rewiring your neurochemical rewards, you stop fighting the system and simply choose to step off the wheel entirely. This leaves us with a highly uncomfortable clinical truth that you must confront. Are you willing to embrace the strange, quiet habits of absolute psychological sovereignty? Or will you continue to let multi-billion-dollar algorithms dictate your desires while you slowly bleed out your freedom? Leave your thoughts below if you are ready to begin the reset. We will keep writing the counterscript.